Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here with more Let's Play Shining Force 3 Scenario 1. And as you can see, we're still in this fight, but in between the last video and this recording session, 3 days have passed, and shit has got real. Alright, as I take each character's turn, I'm gonna go through and show you what all has changed with them. We're gonna start off with Noon. Now, Noon has the life ring. I need to put that back in the inventory. But I've switched him out. I bought the white ring for him, so he has higher defense. He is one of the few people that did not get a mithril accessory because I ran out of small mithril. Level 8, freeze level 2, spark level 2, sleep level 1. And he has learned Fairy, Soul, and Soul Shot. He hasn't really done much other than that, yeah. He's probably not the best character to start off on, but for shits and giggles, can I do this? Oh, just one space away. If I could have gotten one space closer, I could have gotten pretty much all of them in Spark Level 2. The range for Spark Level 2 is ridiculous. Dontaries has the Arc Halberd, which we saw the last time. We also made him a Power Ring. I did make him a Mithril Spear, but I did not bring it in this fight because the next fight I want to keep the weaker ranged weapons because we're going to run into a similar situation like we did in the last Ruins. So, we want to make sure we are careful with that. As far as the rest of his stats go, he's learned level 3 in Halberd, and he's got his level 4 from the Arc Halberd itself. So Tornado, Crossbreak, Air Dance, which is hilarious to watch, and Lightning. And his stats are ridiculous because of the attack ring, or the power ring. I went with power rings for most of my characters because they are, in my opinion, a little bit better because the really rare item, I'll go ahead and show that off now, is the Apollo Pin. What it does is it raises attack, critical, and luck. It raises attack by 5, critical by some unknown amount, and luck by 2. Either 2 or 3. But I think it's 2, because it's just enough to where I think Symbios has 7 luck without it, and it raises it to 9. A luck of 9 is actually very useful, but the problem is it's so hard to get anyone to a luck of 9. What happens when you are... I forgot to show off Symbios. Damn it. Getting distracted. I'll show off everyone as it goes through. But the problem with going back to Symbios, he also has learned his level 3 for sword, which is Mirage Dance. He doesn't get a level 4 from the Phoenix Sword. So, but yeah, the thing with luck is if you have a luck of 9, you become immune to status effects. So if the monks use poison attack, it won't poison you. If they use paralyze, it won't paralyze you, which is actually really useful. The only problem is you have to get your luck to 9. Like, look at Horst. He would not benefit well from an Apollo Pin. The extra critical and the extra attack, the critical maybe a little bit, but since he is a frontliner, since most of my people are frontliners, I went with Power Rings because they raise attack and defense both by 5. So I just feel that's a little more useful in most situations. If you want to be a high-end min-maxer as far as stats, you'll probably want Apollo Pin and Artemis Chains on everyone. Apollo Pin is only for males, Artemis Chain is only for females. But, again, unless I'm horribly off, I'm pretty sure the luck is only 2 points. I may double check that. Because there's so few things give luck that seems like it's an appropriate figure. But It's only really useful if you can get the luck up to 9 so that you get the status immunities. Otherwise, it's pointless. And I'm not showing off any of these people, am I? Horst, we talked about. Obright, I made him a sharp axe. As far as mithril weapons, this is actually the strongest damage axe in the game, but we are going to be switching out for an axe that we can find later. And he is also level 3 with axes and has learned Mega Wheel. Khan, who just got a turn as well. I made him a Mist Cestus. Really, the Cestus weapons are all kind of interchangeable. This one raises his agility by 6 and has a special attack. It's not the highest damage one. That one would be the Wire Cestus. But all three of them are kind of interchangeable. They all add a little bit to it. Either one of them, I believe, adds defense. This one, like I said, went for agility. So Khan actually has the highest agility out of the entire force right now of 32. He will always go first. So you've got that going for you. Baskaran. I did not make any mithril weapons for her or any of my other casters, really. She also has a white ring equipped, so both of my main casters have white rings. That would be Noon and Baskaran. She has learned level 3 with rods, so she's up to date. Blaze level 3, Spark level 2, Dispel from the rod. And that's about it. She's pretty much the same. Eldar. I made Eldar a Sonic Wing because that actually added 2 various stats. Let me see. Yeah, it lowers attack, defense, and agility, and then it also has a special attack. So I went with the Sonic Wing. It's not technically the best wing that you can get, but her best wing is a findable ring, so I don't mind. A findable wing. Excuse me, I think I said ring. So yeah, that's her wings are kind of interchangeable. The Cosmo Wing or Cosmic Wing, depending on where you are, which translation you have, is statistically, attack-wise, the best, but again, don't care. Dontarius we've already seen. Yeah. One other thing, I made secondary weapons for Obright and Horst as well. I left those back at the base as well. No sense in keeping them there. Alright, so the second we stand here, more bad guys are going to appear. Really, they're useless at this point. Irene, we put the Magna Glove on her, and I put a Power Ring on her as well. Like I said, I pretty much put Power Rings on everybody. She has her level 3 skill learned, and she has Heavenly Fire from the glove itself. Heal level 3, Tornado level 2, and Resist level 1. She's a little bit more of a powerhouse now. Like, we're gonna show off against this Bloodborne. $55 damage with her level 1. Yeah. And as you can see, I've gotten my force between level 8 and 9. I've even leveled up my reserve force, if you can believe that. I still can't hit anyone with that other than Billy, and I'm not going to waste that much MP on Billy. I've got my reserve force up to level 8, except for Pin. Pin is a freaking waste of time. I will not be able to level him until we get to the Hero's Tomb, in which I can deal with enemies that will not kill him in one hit. So until then, he is going to just sit there, and it's entirely possible he may just sit there. I may not level him, because honestly, he has a great friendship bonus, but he's such a pain in the ass to level, and when you get him, he's unpromoted, So he has to level up, and then promote, and then level up again. Grace. Saint Ankh, still, I didn't make her anything. I did make her a Gale Ring, because I wanted her agility up. Her agility was kind of on the low side. When I got it for her, her agility was still below 20. And I think with her last level up, it went up to 20, so now it's 25, because the Gale Ring is +5 agility. So, yeah. Level 3 with Ankhs, she's learned Apocalypse, which I've yet to see. And she also has the Aura spell, which is basically heal level 1 over a group of people. It's not very MP efficient, so you want to kind of spread it out a bit. But Aura level 4, just like in Shining Force 2, is a fantastic spell. And as you can see, the bad guys are just going to keep coming, and those guys are just going to keep walking. And we're just going to keep killing things. I'm going to get through with this fight and start the next fight in this video, hopefully. And as you can see, I'm taking, like, nothing for damage. I went through this fight a ridiculous number of times. And I will probably not be showing off my reserve force. Mostly because I'm going to be using them as reserves. You will use every character in this game in the final section of battles. So I'm not terribly worried about you guys not seeing them screen-wise, because they'll be there. I promise. But I'm just not all that worried about interchanging the forces. Bloody Spin, Eldar's level 3 ability, does a ton of damage and it heals. So that's actually really useful. Hayward I didn't show off. Oh, Hayward's almost level 9. Fantastic. Dragon Bow and Gale Ring, he didn't change. He does have level 3 in bows now, so he has Drain Arrow, which does pretty much the same thing that Bloody Spin just did. It gives a percentage back in health. So, Mazel Tov for that. And we're just going to go after these guys. Another Wyvern will appear, to where there's 2 Wyvern spawns, and then the Bloodborns will just keep spawning. And I've triggered the Wyvern. For shits and giggles, Seal of Sin, not what I wanted, but you get to watch my healer almost one-shot someone. And the fact that he can do that, yeah, I'm fine with that. Not keeping an antidote herb. Screw that noise. I would love to be able to get Hayward close enough to do something. Oh, you're being cute. That's fine. Aura does... Again, Aura is a very mana-intensive spell. And so using it is not going to do you any favors. Because it's the same as a Cure 1. Or Heal 1. And with a counterattack, Sybil just killed a masked monk. You can see how much fun it was going through this fight as many times as I did. I got to the point where I'm just like, even with my reserve force, who has no, like, they have no accessories. I did not buy accessories for them, and I did the stupid thing of selling the accessories on my force, my main force, in order to pay for other mithril items. Because mithril items get freaking expensive. And so they don't have anything. Hey, Mega Wheel! I'd actually never seen that. And the lizardmen drop power axes, which kind of a useless item at the moment. With a critical hit, Obright took 9 points of damage. Those wyverns are just going to be over there. Yeah, we'll punch him. Even Khan is one shot. Bloodborns are at this point beyond useless. They have ended any and all usefulness. And even Irene. Ooh, Vortex Kick! I don't know why, I just love watching that. It reminds me of a chorus line for some reason. Alright, we're just gonna go after the boss. In which Dantares is going to kill. Well done, Dantares. Somehow, I have no idea, Baskaran. It could be the fact that we're like 3 levels higher than them now. I don't know how we could have, you know, cut through them. Alright, so we've beaten the distraction force. Now we need to head to look over to check on Duke Palaces. And it looks like they're going backwards, honestly. From the markings on the... And we have arrived at Lookover Village, which is kind of useless. It will give us an opportunity to put away a couple of items that I said I needed. And... I want to make sure I have more than enough room, because there are... I'm going to be sending a lot of people into the ruins. Because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done in this next set of ruins. And I need the... See, I even made mithril weapons for them. Like, Justin's the only one with an accessory, because he had it beforehand. I made the Grav Anchor with, for Ratchet, which has a special attack. And I made the Tiger Claw, which is not the strongest claw. The strongest claw, attack-wise, is the Berserk Claw, but Berserk is freaking useless. If you cast Berserk on yourself, you lose control of that character, the AI takes over. So, it sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Wrong. That is a horrible idea. That idea is so horrible that I don't even know where to begin with it. And inspecting everything. Item shop, in which you can buy... I can buy the black ring. I think I figured out how to use the black ring. The black ring may be purchasable, or maybe usable without having to equip it. But there's actually a fair bit of stuff in this town that I forgot about. Your obvious man strikes again. Yes, we're using Lookover as a base to spy on Bullsome. Why wasn't I told of this? Who are you? The weapons dealer left. I like that he's got a little cash register. And we just stole from the weapons dealer. Yeah, that just happened. I mean, we didn't steal from... I hate that double clicks the button sometimes. At least we didn't steal it from the register, huh? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. At least I think there's a lot of stuff. I know there's one thing up here. The Ibaru ring! That is a really weird translation error. Well, not error, but it's supposed to be the evil ring. But it's Ibaru, because it's, I guess, the closest direct translation phonetically that the Japanese have for evil. I thought there was more stuff in here, but apparently there's not. Apparently there's not jack and shit in this town. There's rope on the floor. Bunch of boxes. So yeah, I'll actually probably just go ahead and save it and end here 20 minutes in. And then figure out if I'm going crazy as far as the items in this town. I know there's a map, because there's a ruin next to us. The next battle has a ruin in it, so there's got to be a map. Unless I've already got it, or I failed to get it. So, we'll find out. But yeah, I'll go ahead and end this episode here, and we will continue on with the next battle in the next installment. Till then, later everyone.